do stuff. 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 All right, hey, here we are again. Put my things away. All right. Hi, I'm Jen. You know me. We've got someone new.
I'm Seth.
Seth comes in all the time and buys lots of books. He's a regular reader, so he knows what he's talking about. We didn't necessarily give him the books he would normally read, but
That's
as
okay.
he said, you watch this all the time for what?
Yeah, I watch this, get opinions, and I end up buying stuff, so it works for me.
Yeah. So you can actually show up any Tuesday. We'll put more chairs out and have more stuff, so you can totally fit in here. So we're going to do this quickly because this always works out better if we go faster. So I'll start. I read 2 books. I read this really cool book. This is an image book. It's called Headlopper. It's a really bizarre art style, but I like it a lot. It takes probably 3 or 4 pages to get really used to it. It's a really blocky, cartoony version. So this guy, Nargal, who he reminds us over and over again, that's his name. Don't forget it. He's also known as the Headlopper. So he has one job in this universe, which is lopping heads. So he is a really kind of an interesting character because he does hire himself out to chop off the heads of giant creatures that are bugging you. He requires some kind of payment. But the really funny thing is he's carrying around one of the heads he's lopped off. It's of an old witch, and she's still alive. So, you know, they have funny interactions. It's a really kind of a cool world. They've got bad guys, good guys. He's going to probably rescue them from, they've been put under the thumb of some ancient creature that got them under some kind of spell. So hopefully he can take care of that one. I will tell you that this is a quarterly book, but it's hugely thick. So if you just like take a longer time to read it than usual, you probably do just fine. This took me probably half an hour to read, so it's a good long-term book. You will not feel sad about the $5.99 you spent for it, considering most books right now are $3.99, $4.99, or a third this size. So pick that one up. That's cool. Now, this came out last week, but we were so crazy busy we didn't get a chance to review it. But we're so happy about this book. Many of my customers have already started reading Anne Bonny. If you've not started reading Anne Bonny, I don't care if you're a young girl or a grown man. This book is amazingly awesome, okay? I will tell you that we have sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of copies this book with the promise that if you don't like it, you can bring it back. And guess how many copies we received back? None. So that'll tell you something about it. And I will always hold that true. If you buy Anne Bonny and you don't like it, bring it back to me. Can't imagine it. So the thing that's really cool about this issue, not only does Ariana find herself finally getting the wish she wants, which is to be named a pirate, there is something that happens to wreck it for her. She finds out some more things about the past. I know that you really believe that she wants very badly to be Anne Bonny, but you find out something else in this book that changes that up. And as always, her faithful parrot perishes and is reborn. So someday I hope they tell us what the history of the parrot is, or give her a name, or him. But I do want to show you something really cool. We did not ask for this or know this was coming. I found out about it a week before. But there's an entire 2-page spread in this book that is of our free comic book day visit when Tim came. And there are lots of pictures in here, and you'll probably find yourself in it. There's like stuff about our cafe, and there's a letter from one of the little girls that came, and a picture that they drew, and pictures of us in costumes and stuff. So hey, this is a good collectible. It's like a love fest for space cadets in this book. So not only is it a great book, but you can also find yourself in it. So that's cool.
Am I in it?
Oh, I don't know, Seth, let's look. There's like, are you in the background anywhere?
Nope, not me.
Right.
That's okay.
Look, there's his head. I don't know. Maybe in there.
See, I read 3 books this week, and they were all science fiction books. So the first one I read, well, actually it was the last one I read, is Atomic Robo. It was a pretty fun book. This is a series that has been out for some time, but this is the first issue, I guess a reboot. But it was a lot of fun. It had some good humor in it. It's not too serious. The art style is pretty nice. It's kind of simple, nothing super unique about it, but it's enjoyable. So the premise of this is there is an atomic robo that has been lost, and in the past, in the direction they call Zorth, it's the 5th cardinal direction, and the characters are trying to recover this robo, this atomic robo, while facing all these governmental organizations, and it looks like it'll have a lot of military and political fun in the future issues. So this was really entertaining read, pretty enjoyable.
What do you think? What age group is it aimed for and appropriate for?
I think this is pretty appropriate, probably for just about anybody. There was no language, and nothing really to look out for too much. Maybe in future issues, but this one was pretty good for all ages, I think.
In the past it has been, so
Okay.
probably a safe thing going forward.
So, second thing that I reviewed is the one I was looking forward to the most this week. Really, why I asked to do this.
You just wanted to read it a day early, didn't you?
This Star Wars, the Shattered Empire, the journey to Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So this is the first comic book series after Return of the Jedi. And so if you're a Star Wars fan, buy this. It was a really good first issue. If you've picked up any of the new Star Wars novels lately, like Aftermath, which just came out last week, takes place after Return of the Jedi. This is a similar time frame, so it actually picks up at the end of Return of the Jedi with that second Death Star battle, and then continues on from there. So if you're looking for something that will be in the same time period as The Force Awakens, you'll be a little bit disappointed. I really like the art in this. This is just from the first couple of pages here. But it reminds me a little bit of the Darth Vader art style. A little bit darker colors, but it was really nice. Some really cool battle scenes and images in here, in space and all of that. There's new characters, but also old characters. So there's a good blend. So it's easy to dive into this one. It feels very familiar. One maybe tiny criticism is some of the old characters, their voice didn't seem quite as close to the movie characters as like the Star Wars series, which I feel like has been a really good representation of the original trilogy characters. But this is still really good. This is the first issue of, I think it's a 4-part series.
So not an ongoing series.
Yeah, not ongoing, but 4 parts.
Does this feel like the beginning of what they were talking about, that they were going to overwrite all the extra canon that we know of?
Yeah, this is, definitely contributing to that, and you see some hints maybe at some things that will be in The Force Awakens, but it's hard to tell because I think The Force Awakens is like 30 years after Return of the Jedi, so this is still pretty close to it.
So no gray hair for our heroes yet?
Not yet. So.
Sorry, I didn't open up your other one.
Oh, it's okay. So, the third book I reviewed this week, or read, is by Image. It's Faster Than Light. I really enjoyed this book. Robert handed it to me. He's like, hey, here, you like sci-fi? So, he's right, I do like sci-fi. And I liked this book, Faster Than Light. So, in this book, you have a character who has basically created a way to travel to the far reaches of the universe quickly, so basically like hyperspace travel. And they've refitted some old Mars landing spaceships with this new technology. So they have some old technology on top of new technology, and they've assembled a crew to travel into space to do some exploration and research. There's some cool lines in here, some good humor and references to Star Trek and other science fiction genres.
So I like that.
So art style is also really nice. It looks very cool. So very, very sci-fi. A lot of space in here. This kind of reminded me of like Manifest Destiny in space, but not quite as silly or crazy. At least not yet. But they're definitely, this is the first issue, so definitely some signs that there will be maybe some conflict on board the spaceship, and then exterior conflict as well. So,
My favorite.
So this was really good. I was really pleased. Definitely picking this up tomorrow. So Faster Than Light by Image.
Sweet. Well, all right, guys. That's all we have for you today. You should totally come out and get some of these books because they're really good, and I don't know how many copies we've got left over because, now that we've read them, we want them, so.
That's true.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.